Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. Not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now, Available on iTunes in 2018. Pre-order with your affiliate link Morphe code below. I was actually thinking a lot about what my album will be. Will it be all covers? Will it be all a little bit of Whitney? Anything you want done, baby, I'll do it naturally. Maybe a little Stevie. Rock on, gold-dust woman. And maybe even a little bit of The Cure. Show me how you do that trick. The one that makes me scream, she said. The one that makes me dance. So anyway, which was one of my all-time favorite bands in high school. Still is kind of like one of my all-time favorite bands. But anyway, the last 24 hours, I've been kind of like taking a stroll down memory lane, so to speak, and thinking a lot about like my high school years and who I was in high school. And it's very funny because I was like, okay, you thought you were too cool for school, right? So if you had shown me a video of me today when I was in high school, I probably would have been like, oh no, who is she? So anyway, but you know what? That's okay. I love who I am today, and it's been an evolution. It's been a journey, so to speak. So anyway, but it was funny. I was looking at a lot of old pictures. I was actually going to show them on here. Would you guys like to see some pictures of me from back in the day? I mean, I literally thought I was like a supermodel walking down the road. I mean, you could not tell me I was not gold, baby. I mean, you could not tell me I was not gold. And I think that's one of the things that's interesting when you're like 17, 18. You know, a lot of times that like, especially if you deal with a lot of like self-concept, self-esteem issues like I did, and you just like, people constantly put you down. You know, inside you kind of like live in this supermodel world. Like I was driving around today, and if you see me like driving around, I'm very much always singing to music, right? I'm just like, yeah. And I very much think that I am like on stage and I am performing for a concert. I don't know for who, but for anybody, for drivers. I like point at people, I'm like, yeah, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, but you know, I think that like that's how we build ourselves up. It's kind of like telling ourselves inside our head like who we are, and like, you know, like that's where they like lick their hair and do all that kind of stuff in the movies. But like we all do that, I think, to some degree, right? We build ourselves up in our heads. But then like as you get older, like you kind of like learn who you really are, and you like settle down and humble up and all that kind of stuff, and then you're like, yeah, I ain't no supermodel, you know what I mean? But like that's okay too. And then you're like, but I wish I was. Modeling fans. Somebody commented on my video yesterday and they said, does he have a video where he just shows his collections of fans? What? No, I don't have that video out. But anyway, the reason I was taking a roll, let me get my props out. The reason I was taking a roll, that too, when you're as heavy as me, a roll down memory lane last night was because my drama, when you're a one-man show like me, I'm basically the Roseanne and the Carol Burnett of YouTube. So somebody compared me to Carol Burnett, no lie. I've gotten like 3 messages and they're like, oh my God, you remind me so much of Carol Burnett back in the day, the variety show. Ah! What a compliment. I love that so much. I am such a huge Carol Burnett fan. But anyway, when you're basically a one-man show on YouTube, I mean like me and Pee-Pee, but Pee-Pee doesn't know how to push buttons and all that kind of stuff. You need to constantly be like, you know, like, I mean, you have to have your props ready and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, please hold. How's the drama phone? This is Peter speaking. No, it's my iPhone Drama 10. Yes, how's the drama phone? This is Peter speaking. Oh, Tana Mongeau has a new song coming out. Yes, I've heard a lot about it. Hefner. Okay. Oh, she did. She did a sponsored video for a cheat site. Okay, bye. So anyway, I received a lot of messages yesterday, you guys, about Tana's Snapchats, about how she was endorsing this EDU Birdie. I don't know how you pronounce it. I thought it was like EDU Birdie or EDU Birdie or whatever. Basically what it is it's a website, and she's doing sponsorships for it, so she's getting paid, okay? Now listen, back in the day, Tana Mongeau said she wasn't gonna do no sponsored videos, okay? She wasn't gonna do sponsorships, anything. Now it's like the girl is everything for the coin, okay? She's got those phone cases that she can't push down your throat fast enough. She's got merch out the ass. She's got, you know, like everything's got an affiliate link to it. Tana this, Tana that, Tana this, Tana that. The other day she was saying, oh, I just love when you want to find a cheap hotel just for the night. Go to hotels.com, you know, use hashtag Tana or something like that, or code Tana. I I thought, my God, girl, is there something that doesn't have a Tana code in it anymore? And now she does what everybody else does. She has an album coming out. Well, of course she should. And I think that while she's 18 and her career is thriving, she should totally make as much money as she possibly can, because I would. I mean, I think it's smart, right? And I actually want to say this about the song Hefner coming out. So I heard her like listening to it in her Snapchats and like singing along to it. Now, girl, come on now, okay? You ain't no bad baby. But, I mean, I don't, like, the thing is that if you've watched her Snapchats and her videos and her vlogs, like, Tana actually kind of has a pretty singing voice. Like, she really does. It's, like, no, I'm not dogging her. Like, it kind of surprised me at first. Like, there's a video, well, it's her England video, I think, or UK video, when she's, like, walking down the hallway. This is just recent. To her hotel room, and I know she's drunk in the video because they say something about it, I think. But she's like singing, and I was like, she's a really pretty singing voice, right? So why to translate that to a rap song called Hefner? Because it's genius. I mean, Hugh Hefner died this year. It's the whole Playboy, you know, homage to Playboy, and that, you know, this whole kind of like wildlife of a Playboy bunny and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's genius. I think it's really, really smart. Now, I will listen to the song when it comes out on Monday and give props where props is due, or I will completely shred it. You know how it is, okay? It's like, someone said something to me the other day about, like, you used to be so funny, but you're so, no, girl, I'm listening, okay? I'm honest. That's what it is. If y'all don't like it, you don't like it. So if I come on here on Monday and I say her song's a bunch of shit, it sounds like GarageBand and she just threw some lyrics up over it, okay? Like everybody else that's a YouTuber, except for, you know, a couple of my faves, like Trisha and Gabby. But other than that, it's like not, I mean, like Jake Paul, I mean, is she the female Jake Paul? Is that what has happened to Tana Mongeau? Okay, I've lost my mind. So, anyway, all these people were going on and on and on about Tana Mongeau supporting this Edu Birdie. So I had never heard of it, okay? So I got online, I watched the snaps. Sure enough, she's at this beautiful, gorgeous house in Bel Air. They're doing like some photo shoot there or something. And then her and Elijah Daniel, all of them are just hanging around, you know, probably just smoking the ganj and all that. But anyway, so she does this little snap, and she's like, slide up to go to the website, and if you're in high school and you don't want to like have to write a paper, just pay them. Okay. So basically what it is that it is a essay writing company, okay? Oh my Lord, that drama phone heard that and had said had enough. Okay. Oh, I canceled out of all of my things, so I looked it up. Okay, so this thing literally, you can pay it to write dissertations, to write essays, to write work articles. There is like literally nothing that you can't pay them to do, right? And supposedly they're all like English speaking. Like that's like the main thing is like, oh, we're all English speaking. Well, if you go to an American university or American high school, I would hope that you were English speaking writing my paper that I was paying $18 an hour for. So anyway, I thought this was very strange. Like, you know, and she says in there, it's not plagiarism. So this is how they get around it, right? That a lot of high schools and colleges have codes that, you know, like codes of conduct that you can't plagiarize anything. But they also, she doesn't say on there is that most universities have conduct codes that say you will not have somebody else write your paper for you. So this is the quickest way to get on academic probation, thrown out of a university, and never see yourself back in an American university if that's where you want to go. Because if you get kicked out of a university in the United States, it's very, very hard to get back into another university. Trust me, I know. It happened to a very good friend of mine. So anyway, you know, but I was thinking a lot about this, and I was like, do you really care if somebody's paying for their essay? I don't really care, okay? I mean, I really don't give a shit. If you want to pay hard-earned money, and it was interesting because when I was, like, reading, like, the props for it, like, why it's good, it's like, oh, in today's time, we have to learn to multitask, and, you know, a lot of people that are, like, businessmen and all this kind of stuff, and so, you know, like, these kids, they get into prestigious colleges, and then they're working full-time jobs. Wait a second, okay? Now, listen, I know a lot of kids and a lot of adults too, okay, that go to community college or go to a college close in town and then they, you know, like also work a full-time job. That's one thing. I can totally understand it and I'm not condoning it. But if you're going to Princeton or Harvard, how many people that go to Princeton or Harvard work full-time jobs? I mean, seriously? So this is how you're trying to, like, get the people that really need it to go, oh, well, people at Princeton and Harvard are doing it. Bullshit, they are. I don't believe that at all. I do not believe that one bit. Do I believe they're paying people to write their papers for them? Yeah, maybe. Do I think it's because they don't have enough time because they're working a full-time job? No, okay? And I think that is the biggest bullshit rationalization I've ever heard in my entire life. But let me tell you why it really makes me sad. It makes me sad because I wrote every paper that I ever had to turn in college and high school, master's program, everything, right? Some of them were A's and deserved it. Some of them were F's and deserved it. So, you know, like, but what I learned through that is the more valuable lesson of, like, you know, planning out my timing, you know, or having to get something done at a certain time, or, you know, having to tell somebody I can't go to this party or go out with you tonight because I have to write this paper, you know? And then the further lesson that I learned was that I loved to just write these little essays. I learned that. I never would have learned that had I had somebody else write articles for me or write essays for me. Down the road, then, that turned into me wanting to start a blog. That blog turned into another blog, turned into another blog, turned into my husband and I starting a website where we interviewed, like, celebrities across the country, okay, across the world, every international DJ we've interviewed, cast members of American Horror Story, Jackie Collins, the writer, you know, people that have been on, you know, True Blood, on and on and on, all because of my love of writing these little essays, which also got me a gig with the Huffington Post, guest blogging for them, which turned into somebody noticing me and saying, hey, we'd like to publish your book, which resulted in me having my pipe dream, which was having a book published by a traditional publisher, okay? If you go back and you look at the chain of events of that, it all started with this one essay that I wrote called Why I Love Watching Oprah. And that was in 1991. And this is a true story. Like, I still have that article or that essay in the basement that I wrote, and it was like a 2-page essay I had to write for a Comp 101 class, right? But, like, had I cheated my way through that and had somebody else write all those things, I might not have learned what my style was. I might not have learned what I loved and what I didn't love. And so, you know, it's always like, for me, when people say, like, they talk about homeschooling or this or that, and I'm like, you know, for me, it's not, make your choices, do what you have to do, but it's also about, like, the importance of socialization, you know, that it's important for kids to be around other kids and learn all that kind of stuff. I mean, it really is vital. So school is not just about sitting in a classroom, turning in a paper, and getting an A. If you think that's what it's about, you're missing out on the whole experience and journey of school. And while I had not the most fun times in high school, as I was looking back last night, I had a lot of fun with my friends once 3:10 came and the bell rang and we were out in the parking lot. Yes, okay. So anyway, but I was, like, thinking about all this last night, and I was like, do you really care? I don't really care, but she's doing anything at this point. I mean, she's a high school dropout. She's doing anything at this point to just make money. And are we okay with that? Are we okay? You know, I think the bigger message is, you know, who is she as a role model? She just said in a video like a week ago or 2 weeks ago that she wanted to use her platform for good. Okay, Tana, so now you're using your platform, because in the same Snapchat, she showed herself getting high as a kite. So you're using your Snapchat platform, okay, to smoke as much weed as you possibly can and tell kids to cheat. Okay, well, girl, if that's your platform, if that's what you're using it for, and you think that's the better good, bless you. Okay, so anyway, but I will tell you what was really interesting about all this was when I went into her Instagram, and what I pulled up was, I was looking through all these pictures. There's this one, the most interesting thing about Tana's Instagram, go and check it out, is not her pictures, which there's 5 million with her and Bella Thorne. It's not, like, nothing on there is that scandalous that it would surprise you, and she actually looks laid gorgeous in a lot of these pictures. What is surprised, there's one picture on here, I was like, does Tana work out, like, in a gym 5 hours a day? Her body is phenomenal, right? And that's where I say, like, I will give props where props are due. The girl has a gorgeous body. I mean, she just absolutely has a gorgeous body. But there's this picture where I'm not gonna show it to you, but she's, like, in, like, underwear, or it looks like underwear. It's probably a bathing suit, but I don't think so. It's like bra and panties, thong, and she's on this, like, golden duck in a pool, and it's actually kind of a neat picture. But what's interesting is not the pictures on Tana's Instagram. What's interesting is the people that comment on it. I feel like everybody right now sees the Tana phenomenon, and what that is this girl has shot to fame very, very quickly. She's basically the female Jake Paul, and I think, like, I mean, I'm not comparing the two. Their gig is completely different, but they both are doing rap songs. They're both very, like, have grown huge overnight. They both have, like, international success. They both tour. They both all do all this kind of stuff. And, you know, I think what it is I think it's the new phenomenon of YouTube that all of the kids want. And it was interesting because one of my videos last week, somebody as a school teacher said, like, 10 out of my 30 kids this year said that when they grow up, they want to be YouTubers. Well, isn't that interesting? Well, who do you think they want to be? Do you think they want to be, you know, I don't know, Philip DeFranco or Peter Monn? I do love that I compared us. No, but I mean, they don't. They want to be Tana Mongeau, Jake Paul. They want to be that whole group, right? Well, it doesn't happen to that many kids out there. It just really doesn't. I mean, it's like a lightning, like, bolt kind of thing. Like, it only happens to a very, very few people. And I think it's fantastic that it's happening to her, which is why I say get your gig while you can. But what was very interesting is all of the people that are kind of riding on the coattails of Tana Mongeau that are like all the other YouTubers. If you go into her picture, literally every picture has major YouTubers commenting on it. Now, there are a few that have come out, apparently. Daniel Prada. There are a few people that have come out and kind of said some things about Tana, which I love. It's like, baby, hold her accountable, okay? Hold the truth out there and say what it's really all about. I respect somebody that will say, listen, okay? Do your gig, do this, but yes, she's a diva. Yes, she's problematic, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, I respect. Now, I don't know. I haven't heard the podcast, but I heard through the grapevine that Daniel Prada kind of called her out a little bit, and I was like, all right. Daniel Prada, you just went from like a 7 to like a 10 on my list. So anyway, I mean, not for dogging Tana, but for being realistic and saying, let's call a spade a spade. I'm so tired of the fakey bullshit that we excuse stuff away, okay? So anyway, everybody, you know, okay, we all got opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. So anyway, but what's interesting to me on here is if you look at who supports her. So on this picture where she's on here, right? She's on her underwear. I go down and it says, Tana, it's Shannon Rose. Hey, Shannon, forever 17 you want to be. Tana, this is your mom. Cover your pumpkin, you slutty bang bang. Miss your face, ho. No reply. That is a true statement, though, on there. Back it up, fam! Back it up! You always talking shit, but you can never! Back it up, fam! Back it up! Rose fam. I just had to. But anyway, and then there's other people in here, Bretman Rock and James Charles and all these people on there. I'm not saying they're all riding her coattails, but just go read them. There's a bunch of other ones on there that I just don't feel like talking about today. So anyway, but all of this was very, very interesting to me. And I'm like, okay, so is she like the next phenomenon? Like, but how long will this last for her, right? And, you know, she said she wouldn't do sponsorships. Apparently, I was told that through the grapevine. That might be a lie straight from the pit of hell. I don't know. I don't really care. Show me, show me, show me. Whatever happened to The Cure? Oh my God, they played at Lollapalooza 2 years ago. So anyway, I mean, they're still around. They're still doing the gig. Rock on, Goldust Woman. I have been a vegetarian for 90 days today, and let me just tell you, I have never wanted sausage, biscuits, and gravy from Bob Evans so bad in my entire fucking life, okay? So anyway, if I appear a little bitter, that's probably why. Please hold for a second. Gotta keep the dew. Okay, so anyway. My Aunt Jenny back in the day, she used to use these in like roller curl while she would blow dry her hair, and I'd be like, Aunt Jenny, what are you doing? She'd be like, oh, just keeping my hair like Tanya Tucker. So anyway, but I was like looking at all this and I sat back and I thought to myself, do you really care? Like, really? Do you really care? I mean, no, like I'm just kind of reporting on the drama and what's going on, but do I really care? I don't, right? But here's the thing for all of these YouTubers out there, especially like the Shannon Roses and the older people that are trying to ride on this 18-year-old girl's coattails. No, ma'am, okay? I mean, I'm not stupid. If she asked me to be in a video, I'd be like, yeah, but are you gonna dog me completely and just call me the old man of YouTube? Okay, let's go, let's do it. So anyway, but it's like, you know, I was thinking about this when I read that comment, because it was on the heels of me watching in a video Shannon Rose say Tana gets all these views for her story time and I don't understand what's changed. And it made me kind of very sad. I thought, you know, Shannon, you're no Tana Mongeau, okay? You're older, you're a different YouTuber, you're a different style. Are you trying to be her? Like, that's the problem, okay? That's the problem with what's going on with YouTube, is that everybody wants to emulate what's successful instead of just being their self and reinventing the next successful thing, okay? Tana Mongeau is successful, whether we love her or hate her. She is successful because she's Tana Mongeau, okay? You cannot replicate that. And we're gonna have 4 million, it's just like a couple years ago, one of the things that truly drove me crazy was every college kid that you would see their videos, if they would start a channel, looked exactly like Casey Neistat's videos. You remember the Casey Neistat video where he goes around the world and all that kind of stuff and it has all the Hunter Thompson quotes? Every college kid that put out a video looked exactly like Casey Neistat. I'm like, baby, you ain't Casey Neistat. Who are you? Johnny Smith? Peter Monn? Do your gig. Be yourself. And you know, listen, it's like I said yesterday in my video, like Janis Joplin said and quoted, okay? Or I quote her. The queen, Janis Joplin. Never compromise yourself. You're all you've got, right? Be yourself. Always be yourself. So, I don't know. Is that what Tana's doing? Is Tana a fake imitation of something that she sees as successful, or is she truly herself? I cannot wait until this Hefner song comes out on Monday, okay? And you know, baby, this one right here, I'm doing a reaction to it all day long. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.